Any questions for last week? Anything that you want to clarify before we move on? So all of you know the importance of the environmental factors. All of you know that why we need to learn things like SWOT analysis, Michael Porter 5 forces, because these are core models. And models allow us to structure our mindset, because when you want to study anything or analyze the environment, you cannot just do troubleshooting. You cannot just try to look at this, try to study this, try to ask about this. Because there are so many factors. Remember, we talked about complexity of the environment. Complexity means there are many forces around us, there are many factors that can affect us. But how do we structure our studies so that we know these are the checklists, these are the components, these are the things that we can do? So model and concept help us to imagine or visualize the factors that is able to for us to do a study. So that's why 5 forces, for example, summarize all the important things that you need to look at if you want to understand your competition and the industry. So you don't have to go and ask anybody. You just take Michael Porter 5 forces, look at all the 5 forces, and then assess all these 5 forces. You know what is your positioning. You know what is the situation of your business, right? And then you want to know, how do I proceed with my strategy? How do I actually deal with the business challenges? What are the challenges? Then you look at internal environment, your resources. Then you look at external environment. That's where the macro environment comes in. So you see, all this model is like the basis of knowledge that you have. When you face any problems or challenges, you bring this model out, you follow the guideline of the model, and it gives you the perspective that covers the scope of your problem. Okay, so models are there, but how do we conduct the analysis? First, we need data. We need to collect data, because without data, don't talk about the decision. Decision making always comes from the data that you have. But how does the process of data can turn into a good decision? So this is why today we will look at the use of information. Where does information come from and how important is the information? And we will go through the process of marketing research, because in marketing, we need to make a lot of decisions. And remember the definition of marketing again? Remember how we define key terms that you see in the definition? Come again? Oh, that one management. MGT. Now MKT. What is the essence of marketing again? Why do we learn a lot about marketing orientation?
Satisfied.
Yes, because we want to satisfy customer needs and wants. Alright? So before you want to satisfy people's needs and wants, you must first identify their needs and wants. If you don't know their needs and wants, how do you satisfy? So when you want to satisfy people or customers' needs and wants, you have to create values. Without values, people cannot be satisfied. Values, remember, perceived benefits. Values refers to the perceived benefits. And why do you insist that in marketing, the essence is to satisfy the customer needs and wants? Because we are not looking at short-term business. All right, the role of marketing here is to help the company to achieve long-term profitability. And to achieve long-term profitability, you need to build relationship with the customers. All right, so end of the day, if you look at the essence, the most important thing about marketing here is to build relationship. And if you look at the connectivity, the impact, to build a relationship, you need to satisfy the customer. To satisfy the customer, you need to create values. And to know what value to create, you need to understand the customer needs and wants. Can you see the connection? You get what I mean? This is how you should explain points or discussion that you were able to see the linkages, the connectivity. I don't want you to straight away jump into the conclusion. Right? That is what I'm referring to. Many factors it's affecting us, and it goes by the sequence. It goes by the timeline also. So when you say you are analytical, when you say that, oh, I'm moving higher and I've got the opportunity to become a manager, and this is what you need to train yourself, the connectivity of many things. And the more connected you are, the more things you can see that is connected, meaning what? Your perspective will be different from other people. You see things that other people don't see. I mean, from the business point of view, lah, not other things. Lah. Other things means dangerous. Okay? So, this is what we are looking at here. Marketing research, how we allow us, how we learn about the process of marketing research to help us to make marketing decision. And the last part for today's session is to look at system that you can develop. System that can help you to ensure that your marketing management process can be consistent. So we need to build a system, and what would be the component that can form a system in marketing? So that will be our last part for today's learning outcome. So ask yourself, how do companies use the information that they get from the consumer interaction? How do you actually learn about the environment? How do you know what are the needs and wants of the customers? Here we are looking at the terms for consumer insights. When we use the term consumer insights, we are basically trying to find the idea using the data that you collect. Right? Looking at the consumer, looking at your customer's feedback or day to day when you observe your customer, these will become the knowledge that the company will gain when they want to create values. And remember, when you create values means you develop your strategies. Always remember, strategies are the ways that you can achieve the goal. Alright, this is what you guys learned in management before, right? You plan, you set goals. So in marketing, our objective is to build relationship with the customer. Okay, and in order for us to build relationship with the customer, we need a lot of ideas, because we need to come up with the product, we need to set the price, we need to know how to promote the product, we need to know the place, how to distribute the product to the customers, because you are going to compete with so many competitors. So if you don't have the idea, you don't have the best solution, you will not have competitive advantage. Competitive advantage means you are performing better than your competitors. And do you want to perform better than your competitors? Yes, same thing in the class. Also, even though you guys are classmates or friends or BFF or whatever, are you guys competing with each other? Yes. Ultimately, when you now graduate and you go and look for a job, you guys are competitors already. You see or not? All these relationship or whatever, when it comes to money, when it comes to business, when it comes to position, power, everyone become competitors. You see a lot of movies with all this kind of story also, right? They grow up together, they work very hard together, they are brother, but then when they start to go into the business world, they start to compete. Right? Why? Because at the end of the day, you want to achieve your own goal. Every businesses want to achieve more and more and more, and that's what explained by economics, right? You have unlimited needs and wants, but your resources are very limited. So because the resources are limited, you have to be creative. If everybody do the same thing, then of course our world is very peaceful. In economics, we call this as the perfect competition market. Perfect competition market means what? Many buyer, many seller, and they sell the same thing. So if many people want to buy, many people want to sell, and they sell the same thing, can you imagine how peaceful is this world? That means you walk into any shop also, you can buy the same thing at the same price. Good enough. As a consumer, it's good, right? Because you don't have to go and compare price anymore. You don't have to go and negotiate. You don't have to have problem of choosing. Walk in, buy. Walk in, use. Perfect competition. But if you are running a business, happy? No, because why? You just open the shop and just wait for customer to come. Whether they come or they don't come, you cannot do anything. Because why? Product is homogeneous, identical. And we don't see this kind of world here unless you are talking about closed economy. Closed economy means what? Government control economy. Like what? North Korea maybe. Alright, because the government decide, oh, this month you all can only get 10 toilet roll paper. And whichever shop you go and get the toilet paper also is the same price. Why? Because government fixed the price already. perfect competition. The shop make money or don't make money, never mind, because why? Government take care. We don't see that kind of economy in most of the places, right? So end of the day, you are operating in the general economy that people are competing, right? And because of the capitalism that people needs competition to grow, to become better, you always want to look for competitive advantage. And this is why you study very hard. This is why you need to find a good job. This is why you want to move up to the higher level in the company to earn more, to get higher position, to get more power. So human nature is already looking for competition. So there you go. How do you win over others? You need ideas, the insights. Right? So the more better ideas you have, the more you can reduce your cost and able to produce product that is distinguished or differentiated from your competitors. Now then you have competitive advantage. So this consumer insight here will be how you perceive the meaning of the data that you collect. Why some companies or why some people have more better ideas to do work? They are not born to become a talent. I mean, of course, the DNA also play a very important role, but not always, right? Why some people are more smarter? It's not because they were born with a smart brain, right? It's just that their brain maybe is a little bit more active, more eager to learn, want to know more. That's why they got more information. People who knows more, they will have more ideas on how to solve problems also. Right? It's just like if you read a lot, you expose a lot, you travel a lot, you see a lot of things, compared to a person who are not doing that. The opposite. When you have conversation, you already know how interactive is the person, how creative is the person. And when this person face any problem in life, the one that is very much have exposure, they have seen a lot of people going through different problems and a lot of solutions that they have observed. They will then see, oh, I'm facing this problem now. I have seen these people facing this problem also before, and they have solved it in this way. So maybe I can also apply it. So I have an idea how to solve my problem now based on what I have seen before. But if you have never heard of any of these situations, you have never seen, you have not talked to anyone before that shared with you this experience, then when you are facing immediate problem, no choice lah, cannot do anything lah, cannot lah, then you look for a bridge lah or whatever building and then why? Because your world is so dark, like there's nothing that there's no insights at all, there's no other way. But I know there's always a choice. You see? So this is what we are referring to. Insights comes from the perceived data. How do you turn the data